Hello.
Oh, I've missed your beautiful face.
How are you?
I am so good. So, for those of you watching, this is Danny Land. He's a fucking superstar. He lives in Australia, and as soon as he joined the program last time, I was looking at his Instagram. I was just like, this person has a lot of energy and excitement, and this is a person who is dedicated to doing life their way. And Danny, I just feel like you just keep proving over and over again that like that's what you are here to do. Just like to be your biggest self.
Yeah, and I think that's why I love tapping so much and why I was so attracted to your energy originally as well, because I was just like, I had put myself in a box for so long, especially in the spiritual world. I was like, I have to be a certain way. I have to show up wearing white, or I have to do this. And then I saw you doing that. I was like, okay, this is possible for me, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah, so then I'm just like, the more I tap, the more I'm just like, fuck it, just be me. And then it's just so much fun. And yeah.
I love it. I love it. And at our graduation in Palm Springs, you showed up to the cocktail party wearing a skirt, and it was like a whole vibe. And
Yeah.
I remember you saying to me that you really just felt like you had broken out of these boxes that you'd put yourself in for such a long time. And I know that you're imparting that confidence to the people that work with you too. So what would you say you're mostly helping people with when they come to you?
Mostly I'm helping people not care about what other people think, and worrying about what other people think about them. That's a massive one. Also confidence.
Yeah.
And also just like taking action and just doing the thing, like just to do the next step, or because I think we all have these limiting beliefs and limiting stories that hold us back, and they're stories that we've been telling ourselves or our parents have told us or we've heard for a long time, and they're just simply not true.
Yeah.
And once you stop listening to them, you are limitless and you have so much potential that lives inside of you. And I just help people tap into their potential and realize how fucking awesome they are. And I also like to just make people laugh, because it's just like, people get so afraid of healing and it's such a scary place for some people. But if they realize they can have a laugh while they're doing it, they're going to come back, and they're going to come back multiple times.
I
And
love that.
and we do deal with serious stuff, but also it's bringing light to that a little bit as well, and being like, it's actually not always that bad, or
Yeah.
you know.
And when you can bring humor to it, you can sort of look it in the eye and be like, oh, this actually isn't that bad. And I can see a way through this.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So how has your life shifted since you completed the program? Like, honestly, you only graduated in December, so it's been like less than 2 months. But how have things shifted for you since you finished
I
with
don't
us?
know where to begin. Literally, like the last 6 weeks, like it's like my manifestations and my life has just been like full speed, and
Oh,
I've had so many creative ideas. Like I've dropped today in the salon, like where I'm working, and I'm taking more clients. I've had the courage to like put myself out there with this as well, because I've done literally so many courses in the spiritual world. Like I've lost count. Like I've done so many things. And then this has been the one that's just been like, okay, this makes sense. And this is what
yeah.
I'm supposed to do, because I can be myself while I'm doing it. I can help other people be themselves. I'm not putting on this mask. I'm not pretending I'm perfect, but I'm showing up in a way that allows people to be themselves. So I think just doing that, I'm creating a course, which I've wanted to do for years. So I'm almost finished my tapping into not giving a fuck course. So that's
Yes.
epic. I've been asked to help run a gay men's retreat, so I'm going to be doing that. And that was like part of my thing at the graduation as well. I wanted to bring this to the queer community as well a lot more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's in like 2 weeks as well. I've had some massive changes. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so cool. And how would you say that you are finding people mostly? Like, are you just putting yourself out there on social media? What does that look like?
Yeah, I'm just putting myself out there on social media, and I'm also like, just, you know, if somebody enjoys it, I'll ask them to share, or
Mhm.
yeah, just like, I'm shamelessly like putting myself out there.
And it's really simple, honestly. It's like when you feel so good, which tapping helps you do, you're
Yeah.
really emanating that, and people can't help but find you, and they're like, fuck, I want some of that. How do I get like a little spoonful of that, or how do I like rub up against it and get some glitter on me, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're just doing so beautifully. And it's like, this doesn't have to be complicated.
No.
It can just be as simple as like, here I am, I'm ready to serve you, I'm ready to help you, and just make it happen.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's like, I think my fears before used to be putting myself out there in a spiritual way because people might not take me seriously, or people, you know, but now I don't have any of those fears. I'm like, hey, here it is, take it or leave it. And I think like the more I share about it, people are intrigued and they're like, hey, what are you doing? Like, you do look really happy all the time. And my friends and the people that I'm doing sessions with are just like, they're blown away and they're just loving it. So it's just like, yeah.
Oh, that's so amazing. So, okay, so tell us what's next for you in terms of tapping or your business. You're going to launch your course about tapping into not giving a fuck, which I'm so excited about.
Yeah.
But what's like your big vision? What do you really want to do?
I want to bring this to like everyone. I'm like you, I'm at the forefront. I'm like, the world needs to know about this. Everyone needs to be tapping. I want it in schools. I want it like everywhere, you know, like it's so important for people to learn. I'm also working on something really, really special, but I'm not sharing that. It's just a secret. But I'm really excited to be sharing that as well. Yeah, that's something I've just been working on by myself. But yeah, and then just I want to bring it as much to people. I want to bring it to groups as well. I'd love to set up like group containers with tapping and just helping people be fearlessly authentic and just live their best lives.
There is so much potential here, and I'm fucking honored that you are a part of GDM, and we are going to go totally to the next level with GDM Plus, and you're such a superstar, and it makes me so happy when people DM me and say, oh my God, I worked with Danny and he blew my mind. I like couldn't be more proud of you.
No, thank you. No, it's all thanks to you as well.
Oh,
the course was amazing. It was everything that I like hoped and more, because I had Angel who went through, one of my friends went through the first round, and I just saw her transformation. I was like, I need me some of that. Like, that's why I joined. And I was like, I'm not even thinking about the money. It's just going to figure itself out. And it did. It very much did. And even only been doing tapping like the last 6 weeks, I've pretty much earned like a quarter of what I spent on the course in 6 weeks. And wait till I put the courses out there, so it will come back to you. So I think that's really important. If you're dedicated to it and you're willing to share it with people, like, it only makes sense that it's going to come back, you know?
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. And somebody in the chat just said, can you give an overview of the benefits of tapping? Do you want to like say what you feel like the benefits of tapping are?
Yeah, so I think you're tapping and acknowledging your feelings. So you're being like, hey, this is how I'm feeling, and it's okay. I'm feeling this way and it makes me feel like this. And then you're saying, even though I feel like this, I still love myself. Like, I'm not expecting myself to be perfect. You're saying, even though that I'm going through all this shit, like, I'm still here, I'm good, I'm fine. And then you can end up on a power up and you like end up feeling amazing. And you can like, and the more that you tap on these beliefs, you're rewiring yourself and you're reprogramming your subconscious mind to be like, feel better about things, or feel more calm, or feel even neutral, because feeling neutral about something is like the most powerful place to be, because you're not like, no confirmation bias either side, you know? Like, it's just like, I feel,
1,000,000%. And the thing that I love about tapping is what I've discovered just in years of doing self-improvement work is unless you can accept something, you can't change it. And so that's a really big piece of what we do in tapping is we accept where we are so that we can move through a transformational process. And the tapping on the points is helping you get in touch with your subconscious mind. You're bypassing the conscious, which is like, no, that's not true, blah, blah, blah. You're really like getting in the back door of your own mind, which is just a really powerful, magical thing.
Yeah.
So good. Danny, thank you so much for joining us. And it's like, by the way, guys, it's 8 a.m. in Australia. And he was like, I'll be on at 8 o'clock. Fucking champion. Amazing.
I'm up at
thank you so much.
The crack of dawn every day, so it's all good.
I love it. And I can't wait to see you so soon.
Awesome. Yeah. Hey, me too.
All right, my darling. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
Yay.
How do I get off?
I think, I don't know, man.
Oh, here, I've got it. Okay, bye.
Bye. So, Barbara.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you?
I have your beautiful face. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Goddess, it's so good to see you.
Oh my God. So everybody, Barbara was part of our very first class, and she's such a standout. She has this amazing, strong New York attitude. And when we first started talking, I was just like, oh, this bitch like gets me. We're soul sisters. I get her. She gets me. And Barbara has a really beautiful business where she helps women get in touch with their femininity and into pleasure and into their pussy power. And so tapping was a really good way of like plugging those things together. And I would love to just hear from you about what your experience was in GDM and how you're doing things since we graduated.
My experience was so delicious. Like I knew it was going to be, but like it was better than I could have imagined. It was so easy, but it was also so fun. Like I've done a ton of programs. I'm always trying to like look for things that's gonna like make me show up as better for my clients. So I've done a quadrillion trainings, and like a lot of these trainings are filled with all of this work and extra stuff they give you. And I always feel like so overwhelmed by all of it. Yeah. Where like, I felt like you like were like that, like gave the perfect amount, but it was like really, you just were kind of like, do it, get in, like get your hands wet, like do the tapping, like do what you came here to do, like get better at that. And that was really what I needed. Like that's what I felt like really took my tapping experience to the next level. And I will never forget, there was like one time when we had our one-on-one call where I was going through something and you said to me like, well, did you tap on it? And I was like, no. And you were like, this is what people tappers do. We forget. And after that, oh my God, I tap like every day. I just needed to have that and my life has changed every day, whether it's affirmations or like shadow work. Like that's the big things that I use the tapping for. I feel like tapping is such a great way to do alchemize the shadow, right? Like, because there's just no way, like you were just saying before, there's no way unless you accept like the shadow part of yourself and you integrate it, you're not going to make change. Like it's just not going to happen. And you're going to be stuck where you are. And tapping is a really gentle way to allow you to alchemize that shadow part, that part that you've been like, no, that's not me. I'm avoiding that victim side, all of that like kinky shit that's been happening. You can bring it in and it's going to be okay. And it's going to allow you to neutralize exactly what you guys are talking about, neutralize the issue. And all of a sudden it becomes like a no thing. And you're like flying, you're just, oh my God, everything's so expansive. Like that stuff didn't even matter. It wasn't that big of a deal anyway. Yeah. And witnessing it, like having it in community, being able to do it with people, with clients, like, for me, especially because I do work with women with their pussies, with like their turn on and sexual aliveness. And it's very confronting. It's not easy work to do. Yeah. So tapping has been a really great way to like kind of get them, you know, I call it like it's the foreplay to get them in, like, you know, and get them comfy and cozy and feeling safe so that we can do the next level work, because it's work that they're truly desiring to do. And tapping is like an incredible bridge. And it's like, for me, I just got so much confidence out of just being in the space, like in your space specifically. Just like, I felt so empowered. It was so expansive. And again, it was just like easy though. And the depth of the work was real. Like it was like everything I wanted to be. Yeah. And like more. It was so much better. And it was funny because one of the things, like when I decided to do it, because I didn't know you before. And I mean, I was part of your, like I've done your other stuff, but like I didn't really know you. And I was like, is she real? Because you always seem like so happy and like great. And then I was like, oh my God, she's like a real person. Like I felt in the program, like I felt your love, like your heart is so big, and it was really permeated the space. Like the energy, I want people to know that. Like it's so important when you hire someone to support you in a learning something new or a training, that the person's intentions are there. Like they're really there. Like you really care. You really wanted us to succeed. You really want us to continue to succeed. The checking in afterwards. I mean, I just feel so supported by your community and the people who work for you. I love them. Like, I just love everyone. And I'm like you said, I'm a New Yorker. I really don't love a lot of people. Not, you know, in close proximity. I love everyone, you know.
From a distance.
Like, from afar. But, like, not...
That's amazing. And yeah, I remember when we were doing our second graduation in Palm Springs, you were like, can I come? Can I help? Like, please, can I just volunteer? I just want to be there. And you just did so many brilliant things. But I think one of the things I want to touch on is just, we really do push people to start tapping with the other people in the program really quickly. We give you a little bit of intel and all those kinds of things in some classes, but we really do get you into the work quickly, because honestly, the only way to get better at something is to really practice it. And we create a lot of opportunities for that. And I think that's very important. There's not a lot of fluff. We really are just like, let's get in there and let's start practicing and getting better. And you'll be surprised by how quickly you'll gain confidence. Were you surprised by that?
It was me. Well, that was the thing. That's why I was like, you know what? Like, it's so short. Like, I feel like all of these other trainings that I've done have been so long, so much work. And then I just get overwhelmed and I'm like feeling like depleted before it even, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I did this and that's what I mean. The confidence came at rapid speed. It was unbelievable. And I even see it, not just in me, but I see it in the other people who participated in the program. Yeah. Like, you just see people like pop like this, and it's because we are actually like, we're doing it. Like, it's like that saying of like, you're teaching us to fish. You're not fishing for us. And I feel like a lot of other programs, it's like, okay, already. Like, I feel like I'm 5 years old in this, and this is like, okay, I went out there, I did it, and we're doing it with one another. But we're actually, what was amazing about it is, not that we're only doing it, but we're actually getting to heal things for ourselves at the same time. So I think that's why probably why the confidence comes so fast, is that I'm getting to practice, but it's not like a fake practice, where I've done that stuff too, like fake practicums where you're not like, they make up pretend issues. And I'm like, what? Like, we got to really work through our own issues.
Let's really do some shit. Absolutely.
Really use it for what it's for.
Yeah. And I think one of the other things that's different about this program from others is that I don't give scripts, and I'm not teaching you to read off a piece of paper and like work through something in this very prescribed way. What I'm really encouraging is for you to tap into your own intuition so you can feel the other person. And that creates a lot of connection between the practitioner and the client. And it also creates a lot of confidence in you that you can now actually trust what you're feeling. And we really do practice that a lot, where we go into practicals where I'll say, what can you feel coming off of them that they're not telling you? And I want you to just say it and see if it's right. Because we really are so intuitive. We can feel so much off another person. And we don't really get any practice in doing that in the real world.
I'm having literal chills while you're saying this, because some of the feedback that I got when I started doing this with clients was like, oh my God, you're channeling.
Yeah.
Like, they said that back to me, because they were like, what is happening? And I'm like, I don't even know. Like, and it's like, because I'm so in sync with the intuition, and it's like, yo, this is like, I'm so embodied. I'm so in my body. And like, that's what I help women with, is to really get into the body. So while I'm tapping, I do what I need to do before I start tapping with a client. I find out whatever information I need to support them. Mm-hmm. I use it in the tapping, but then I really just use like the intuition to support them to take it higher. And it's like, it's like not even me. Like, It is like, I don't know what is going on, but it's like that energy is coming through me. And it's like, typically it's like, this is what I needed to hear, that I feel so much better. Like, I feel so much better. I'm in such a better mood. Oh my God, it wasn't that big of a deal in the first place. Like, these are the things that people are hearing. And then like, from that place, now you're at like a clean slate, tabular. That's where you can go create, right? Yeah. Like, you're a tabula rasa. Like, it gets all of the like crap out so that you can like really do what you want to do, what you desire to do, right? So that's what's amazing. Yeah, the channeling is real, the intuition, and that also creates a lot of self-trust, which I think also adds to that confidence piece of like, you know, because it can be scary at first when you're starting to tap and you're like not used to being the practitioner. So you're like, do I know what I'm doing? And there's like all of this doubt. But then once you get comfortable and you just sit in it and you trust the intuition, oh my God, it is it's like unreal. Like it's outrageous. Yeah.
It's next level. And those of you watching, like, if you can't feel how authentically confident Barbara is, then you are blind, deaf. Like, she is so just in her power and not judging herself. She's not self-conscious. She's just herself, and she's sharing her real, authentic expression. And I think that's something that a lot of the graduates now feel they have access to, is the ability to just uncensored, unfiltered, be who they are and share their experience. And that is just it's like a beautiful bonus. You know, we don't put that on the sales page. It's not something that I usually talk about, but really that is what happens. People just feel that deep connection to themselves going forward.
It's so huge. It's such a gift. I like love this program. I think everyone should do it, whether you want to be like, you want to use it for business or not. Just like to have this tool, to have the skill. It's like what Danny said, like it should be everywhere. It's so easy once you like, I think it really is like the confidence once you like understand it a little bit more, because there was that educational piece about it in the program that just kind of like everything just kind of came together. Like it just clicked and it was like, oh, okay, like this is not hard. This is easy. I don't need to make it hard for myself. I can channel, I can be intuitive. And like it really spoke to like, wait, I can make a difference for myself also and the people in my lives and my community by using this tool. And people love it. Like you could do it, like I do it with my boyfriend, I do it with friends, like I have a friend who I'm gonna do it with later. Like it's just like, it's really supportive. Also because it allows the person to like express themselves. Like I'm not telling them what to do. I'm not like, you know, I'm like they're having space and time to really talk about what's going on inside of them and really like recreating a new imprint in their body with what they need, right? Not what I think they need, with what they need. Because I'm using a lot of their language, like how you taught us, like use their language, use their, like, you know, it's really about them. And when you're using the people's language and you are listening to what they need and supporting that way, it is like it just makes life so much easier. I really do. I think everybody needs to do this, and for every area, like in every, like I use it for affirmations, I use it for the shadow work, I use it for pleasure work. It doesn't really matter. It's really supportive, and you can do it anywhere. Like
absolutely
anywhere.
So good. Oh my God, Barbara, thank you so much for sharing all of it. And those of you watching, Barbara is at the Awareness Muse. You should book a session with her, get to know her and her work. As you can tell, she has fucking energy for days, such a good vibe. So definitely check her out. And you can check out Danny as well at Danny Lent. He also has sessions available. And then does anyone have any questions or anything like that? I'm here for a little bit longer before I have to go to the gym. This is my workout outfit, obviously.
Look, thank
you.
The sexy gym bundling.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I was going to say that there are some things that probably you guys should know, that there are 2 cohorts this year. There's a spring and a fall. We have graduations in Nashville and Miami in pink hotels, which are going to be so fabulous. I'm so excited. And also we've developed this continuing education program called GDM Plus, which Barbara and Danny and all these people have joined, where I'm literally teaching everybody everything they need to know about building a business and then offering them paid opportunities within my community to speak to my memberships, to book sessions, all these things. So there really is such a clear path once you graduate with us of what you can do with this if you do want to use it for your business. If you just want to use it for your own healing, then that's fantastic. And it's such a good way of getting deep and learning to create your own scripts for yourself. Like, how long after we started were you kind of using it for yourself, Barbara?
Oh, like immediately. I started, like, I mean, I think it was like 1 or 2. I think it was like after the first call, like that, I felt so empowered by you, because you were like, you could just do this. And it was like, you're right. Like you, like, basically, like, I guess I needed that permission. And I was like, oh, said, like, she's a master at this, and she's saying I can do this, so I guess I can. And like sometimes you just need that permission giving experience.
Yeah.
So after you did that, I started doing it. And then after we had that call where you were like, are you tapping on this and this? Like, I'm not. And you were like, okay, like just write yourself a sticky note. And I'm like, okay. And like literally now I just do it all the time. I have like, what I do is I have journal prompts that I use for myself because I'm not doing it with another human. If I'm like, it's 6 a.m. and I need to tap, I'm not going to call someone. You know, that's the other thing. A lot of times because of the friends that we've made in the community, you can like reach out to like, we have a group chat. Our GDM literally has a group chat that we like chat with each other all of the time.
I love that so much.
It's so real. And we're like, we lift each other up, we empower each other, we promote each other's stuff. It's really amazing. I love that. There isn't like that like competitive and like, not like also that's good. Like it feels really good. It feels very safe, like in terms of support, in terms of like peers as well, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I know I just like totally went off on a tangent, but yeah. Like it was, I don't remember what I was saying, but
well, we were just talking about like,
so go ahead.
Like how long it took you to feel confident enough to create your own scripts. And I love that you said that you felt like you were just given permission really immediately to start doing it for yourself. And I've been tapping for 17 years. And one of the things that I find is that people really overthink it and they really get in their own way. And they think that something needs to be perfect in order for them to give it a go. And that like complexity is the enemy of execution. And I think something that is my strength is making something that is slightly complicated really simple so that you
you're
can.
Brilliant at it. That is one of your genius. It is definitely one of your genius. You know how to simplify it and make it like pretty and fun.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's like, you know how to like, that's like, you're like, it's part of your genius. It's actually amazing because sometimes again, it's like I've taken amazing trainings with people, but they like, I'm like, this, why are you doing like with all of the modules and all of the shit? I'm like, what is going on here? Like, and I feel like they overgive because I feel like, I think that whatever complex it is. And I'm like, okay, just give me the meat. I want the meat. I don't want to overcomplicate. And you are really amazing at making it simple so I can actually use it. Like I don't have to like think of it. I can actually use what I'm paying for in my life. I can like, it's actually, so you're really good at like, that's what it is. It's like you make it pretty, you make it fun, and you make it easy. And like, honestly, that's what I want. Like that's my goal in life is like everything should be fun and easy. Like if it's not pleasure and easy, I'm not fucking doing it.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah.
Like,
I think I would say like if GDM had a tagline, it would be all killer, no filler. We are just not fucking around. We're here to like get it done, and I'm here to teach you how to really use this in your own life and how to have the confidence to like turn to your mother and be like, let's work on this, or turn to your boyfriend and be like, hey, I know you have anxiety and stress, like let's get rid of it so that you can actually use it in your life. That's the whole point, is to make your life better, and by extension your community, your family, you know, your industry, and it just goes up and bigger from there. So
true. Like I just even remember because once I started doing the GDM method, I was tapping way more. And I was more, because I was tapping way more, I was more comfortable with it. So I was doing it around the house, like in front of my boyfriend, and he's like, what are you doing? And so he was interested in it. And then he had something come up and I was like, you want me to do this with you? And we did it and he loved it. So it's like, once people start seeing you do it and they start seeing the change, they're like, wait, what's happening? I want to do it too. And then you're like, well, wait, I can support you with it. Like, no problem.
Really, which is always the best way to inspire someone to change. It's not to hit them over the head and be like, you need to XYZ. It's to be the change yourself, to be the example. And they're like, what are you doing? Because you seem happy. It seems like this is working. And that is your Trojan horse, you see.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's what it is. It's like, oh, I did it on myself. And then everyone's like, I mean, that's also the goal. It's like, wait, instead of me actually having to like tell people about it, they're like, I don't have to do anything. They just are like, wait, I see a difference. What do you do? And that's like the other part of the ease. You know what I mean? That's like another, and like, I'm not like, oh my God, everyone, you have to try this. Do it now. I'm like, oh yeah, life is good. And everyone's like, wait, why are you so like, you know, you're not like the anxious psycho New Yorker you used to be. I'm like,
that's the best testimonial ever. You're no longer an anxious psycho New Yorker. You're now a pleasure-filled pussy goddess. Just living on a cloud.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Where
love it.
everything is easy and fun and pretty, and yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you, Barbara, for being here. I appreciate you and your time so, so much. You're a fucking champion. I can't wait to see you this year, I'm sure.
So,
Somewhere. It'll be amazing. And for those of you watching, thank you for being here. If you have any questions, you can always send me a direct message, and then you can join us or find out more about Gala Darling Method by looking at that link that I've pinned. It's also in my bio. And we're open till Monday. So there's only a few more days to get in, and I would really recommend that you join us sooner rather than later so you can have your pick of where you want to graduate. Like, Nashville, Miami, let me think. So it's a very fun choice to make. And again, if you have questions, please reach out to me. I'm always available. And I hope to see you in the class. And thank you, Barbara. You're a queen. I love you.
yes. You too. Okay. And hopefully whoever joins will hang out at a graduation. I'm definitely going to at least one.
Yay.
And people have been asking me questions about it, so feel free to reach out.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you to do it. So yeah, everyone told to do it so far. I loved it. So I'm like the second round. So just do it. You're gonna you will not regret it. I promise.
Yay. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.